Welcome to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Real, taking time out of your day to come watch this episode. I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe for me. I'd really appreciate that as well. That's the best way you can support this channel and help me grow my content and grow this channel to where I'd like it to be. Everybody hit the like button for me on the way in on this video today. That also helps promote this video more in the algorithms, helps grow this channel more as well. Please share this content. I would really appreciate that. My guests would as well. If you would please share this episode with someone you know that maybe is interested in the topic we're talking about today. Please leave a comment below as well. We'd love to hear your guys' feedback. You can interact with myself and the guest on the panel and the live chat as well. Whatever we're talking about, just leave a comment there in the live chat. Pop in and say hello. We'll put it on the screen for you. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Labman. I am Joseph Labman. Hope you guys having a good hope you had a good weekend. Happy Sunday to everybody. Welcome into The Real. If you're new here, I know we have a lot of new subscribers. Shout out to all you guys. Round of applause. We officially got over 500 subscribers, so another round of applause. Thank you to all you guys. Thank you so much for all your love and support over the years and all the new subscribers. Welcome on in. We're hoping to have a fun season over here at The Real, and yeah, so looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun time. And the season just got started. We're already off to a bang with the first preseason game, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I will open up the hotline tonight. You can come talk to Jersey and I if you like. So Shedeur Sanders the other night played the game of his life to me. I did not expect. I knew he'd come out and play well, but I didn't think he'd come out and play that well. And I say the game of his life because I think that's the most pressured game he's ever played in his life. I mean, you consider where all the stuff since the draft, taken in the 5th round, hey, a lot of people thought he should have been taken higher. And he shows up at camp. He's at the bottom of the depth chart. No reps with the first team. He's working with the 4th stringers. It's just a slow grind. The guy who was taking heavy, Dillon Gabriel, he's getting more first team reps than you. And then all of a sudden, because of injury, just stuff happens. You become the first string guy because they're sitting Flacco because Flacco's going to start the season still, but he was a starter for the first preseason game and kind of thrown out there, and all eyes were on him. That's why I said it was a golden opportunity. I think I put my title of this one from before the game on Friday, and I just put golden opportunity, and a golden opportunity it was. And he went out there and to me showed everybody why he should have been taken in the 1st round, or at least higher than where he was taken for sure. And he took advantage of the opportunity, that's for sure. And I thought he played really well considering the magnitude of the game. I thought he played I thought he played great. He looked very poised, looked very comfortable in the pocket. He absolutely balled out. I mean, I think it was 14 of 23, I believe. 2 touchdowns, both touchdowns. One he rolled out left, obviously, and threw a beautiful pass in the back of the end zone through 2 defenders. Second pass, was able to scale up into the right of the pocket and throw a beautiful pass right in the middle of the end zone, and threw the ball nice and low where your receiver doesn't get killed. It's only where where you can throw the ball. I thought he looked great, looked calm, looked posed, looked in control, looked poised. And again, I already recapped the game, but I just looking back at it, I thought he looked great. To me, Shedeur Sanders did enough to, and I already said this before the game, I thought he should have been the quarterback too already. They had him last week in the first official depth chart. They had him at 4th, and I disagree with that. But I think now he should be number 2. Yeah, Dillon Gabriel hasn't played yet. We know what Kenny Pickett is. Flacco's definitely going to start in the beginning of the season. There's no doubt about that. But a report came out today from Zach Jackson, or I think it was after the game, maybe yesterday, that said a lot of the coaches, the people on the coaching staff, still see Dillon Gabriel over Shedeur. And I don't know if that's changed since the game, but that was the report he put out. I think it was before, around the game. And if that's the case, Dillon Gabriel better be all world, because what I saw from Shedeur Sanders, some of the throws he made Friday night, you don't see a lot of rookies that make those kind of throws in the pocket. We've seen guys that can make throws that are very talented, but that's what impressed me more about him the most was he looked very comfortable in that offense, because that offense requires somebody that can sit in that pocket and deliver the ball downfield and on time and accurately. And really, that's what the NFL game is. Now, the NFL is going to these more athletic guys that are quarterbacks, but especially in college. But I think to have long-term success, and I think to fit this offense that Stefanski runs, this more old school Kubiak, West Coast, play action, I think Shedeur fits that offense more. I don't think Gabriel really fits. I think Gabriel's height, we've seen it already at times in camp, looks a little too small. I don't know if Dillon Gabriel could play any better than what Shedeur did at this level on Friday night. Maybe he could. And I think Gabriel should get the opportunity the next game if he's healthy and maybe get more reps than Shedeur, because I think right now, based on just if I'm ownership and I'm the Browns and I'm looking at it, Shedeur's already generated the most revenue at any rookie. I think it was like $250 million already. Highest jersey sales. And the people, I was at Dick's Sporting Goods today in the area, and there's people in there of all ages buying Shedeur jerseys, buying the Shedeur shirt with his face on it and all that. There was only like 10 jerseys, if even that. I think there was like 8 jerseys left on the rack by the time I left that place. And I was there probably for a half hour. And I probably saw 2-3 people over there grabbing stuff. I mean, grabbing Shedeur apparel. So the fans are all in on it. The fans love it. I think ownership's loving it because of the revenue off the field. But I think Kevin Stefanski looks a lot more comfortable with Shedeur. I think Shedeur is his guy all along, like I said, because of the connection with Pat Shurmur. And I think just I think Stefanski knows he's a better fit with his offense. Now, with Dillon Gabriel, reason why I would give him more reps this week in the game against Philly possibly, or maybe equal reps, is because there was a report that came out last week from Mike Silver from The Athletic that reports multiple teams called the Browns about trading for Dillon Gabriel, but were turned away. Quote, after trading up to take Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round, the Browns rejected multiple trade offers for Dillon Gabriel, preferring to move forward with both rookies. Now, this is inciting after the draft. So before the preseason, before camp, the Browns wanted to they said, no, we're not trading Dillon. We're going to keep both of them. We're going to roll into camp with them and see how they look. And so what I would do is I would put Dillon Gabriel out there this week and see if he plays well, and maybe see if he gets some more teams to call and take that trade offer and maybe get him out of here, because I think Shedeur, to me, will fit better in the long term. Shout out to Jeffrey Champion. Like he said, if Shedeur Sanders to be the starter and Dillon Gabriel be his long-term backup, I'm okay with that. And that's okay too. But I'm really interested. If teams are calling about Dillon Gabriel, I would maybe consider taking those calls again, because I don't know if you want to roll in the season with 4 quarterbacks, and I don't know if you're going to get anything for Kenny Pickett. Maybe you will. I mean, if you could trade Pickett, maybe get something out of him. But if teams are calling for Dillon Gabriel, maybe see what you can get out of that if it's a higher offer than what you get for Pickett, because I think you're going to have Flacco, and I would assume you're going to keep Shedeur, and you're going to have Shedeur at number 2. That's where I would have it. So I would try to look and see, what can I get for Dillon Gabriel at this point. Warren G, are you really saying this? What am I saying, Warren G? Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, and Cam Ward, they all look good. Yeah, I thought they all look good. Shaking my head, still making excuses for BS with the Browns. What am I saying, Warren G? That's not that's BS. All I'm saying, Warren G, I actually said Warren G. I don't know if you just tuned in or you didn't hear me. I would have Shedeur Sanders number 2 on my depth chart, because that's where he should, because Flacco is going to start. The coaches already made their decision. By all reports, he's going to start. But Shedeur should play most of the season, because Flacco, I think after 4 games, that's probably when you pull him out of there, because he looks a little older. And so I would put Shedeur out there for the whole season, and I would try to trade Dillon Gabriel and see what I can get for him, because I'd be rolling with Shedeur personally. That's what I'm rolling with. I don't think Dillon Gabriel has any chance to be a long-term starter in this league because of his size. I don't think he fits this offense very well. So that's what I would do. But we'll see if how the reps are divvied out this week, because Shedeur better get more first-team reps this week. But if he doesn't, then I don't know what's going on with the Browns. I don't know what they're thinking. When I saw the report from Zach Jackson around the game saying that the coaches still view Dillon higher on the depth chart, I don't know what they're seeing, because everything we've seen, from camp and from the preseason game and practices, I don't see anywhere where those two are better than Shedeur. I don't know. Joe Flacco's been better than Shedeur some days, and Joe Flacco's older anyway. So I don't know. The Steelers might have a new young quarterback. Skylar Thompson had a big game, 3 touchdowns, passes, 200 yards. I never heard of it. I'll have to check that out. Pickett and Dillon Gabriel need to throw elite touchdown passes to change my mind. I'm talking elite. I agree with that, Q-Dog, because some of the passes I saw Shedeur make, I don't think either of those guys can make, which I would have said that before the game because I thought Shedeur had the highest upside in that whole room. I wouldn't mind – I wouldn't put him out there against the Vikings defense. I would wait until after the Vikings game. Maybe are you talking about Dillon, Jeffrey? Or are you talking about Shedeur? Kind of the Vikings game. I think it's our last one. Yeah, it is our last one at home. Joining me now, though, always keeping it real and unfiltered, is a contributor to the Real Media. Jersey's in the house. Jersey, what's happening?
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations on going over 500 subscribers. So, it's going to be the hardest 500 you ever got. And put a lot of effort, a lot of thought, a lot of creativity into it. And just grateful to all the contributors and all the people to watch and all the people to do subscribe. And to keep up the good work. It's a breath. Like I always say, it's a breath of fresh air. Anybody can come on here and give their opinion, and they're not disregarded. And you keep it fair. So I think that's what most people like. So, great job.
Get some of these comments here. He said covering for the coach number. Shedeur better get first team rep. Well, I mean, here I think he should get more first team reps. Warren G. I've been saying that before the game. I've been saying that probably for a month. Jersey, I know you've been saying it too.
Well, I've been saying it.
Yeah, we've been saying it for a long time. Warren G.
Since the draft.
Yeah, we've been saying for a while. Here's what I think, though, Warren. Well, my whole point with I don't know what I was saying about Kevin a little bit ago. I don't know what you're referring to, but because we've been rooting for Shedeur on the show ever since we drafted him. I mean, we loved it ever since the first time we drafted him. And I was watching back in Colorado. I know you were. We watched the well-off media all the time, and very love it. Great entertainment and good stuff. But I think Kevin always liked Shedeur because I just think I'll go back to what Kevin said before the draft and how he was talking about him compared to all the other quarterbacks. And I just think the connection with Shermer as OC at Colorado, I mean, I think he has more stuff that I think he has more comfort with Shedeur, honestly, the long run. Why Dillon's got more first team reps, I don't know. I feel like Dillon to me was more of a front office pick because he matches up with their analytical first vision, right, Jersey? So, we've taken short quarterbacks here before, and Dillon's a talented kid, but if he's just too small to me. He's just too small. And I don't think he can make the NFL throws I saw Shedeur make the other night.
Well, no, not at all. I think the giving Dillon more of the reps right now, it just goes back to why they took him in the 5th round, why they took Shedeur in the 5th round. I think that's like they're trying to control. I don't know his expectations or don't want him to get ahead of himself. That's where they're wrong because that dude, you're not going to change that guy.
I'd let him go.
Yeah, you're not gonna change Shedeur Sanders. If you sat him in practice and gave him no reps and just let him sit there and then traded him, his confidence isn't going to waver. That's the kid's strength, and I've said it all along. It's his confidence, and that's what's going to propel him to make it in this league. Because that's what happens with all these rookie quarterbacks when they come in, or even maybe guys in their second year, they lose their confidence. All these guys are good enough to get into the league. It's just who's got that confidence to make it through the training camp, make it through their first season, make it through their first start, take the sacks, throw the picks. Who's not going to be? Whose confidence isn't going to waver? And Shedeur Sanders is. If you had to tell me, hey, I want you to pick one guy just based on that one attribute, that's the guy I'm taking. And I've said it a million times. He's just familiar with the league. he's familiar with professional football for obvious reasons. He's got so many guys. He's been around his whole career. So many guys have worked with him. He's worked with Tom Brady. You watch his footwork. His footwork's so much like Tom Brady's. So, if that's the Browns' philosophy, they're stupid. But you can't.
Look how good he looked with just a limited amount of reps.
Yeah, because it's all confidence. You know that. It's all confidence.
Well, not just confidence, but he's clearly preparing. And not only that, Jersey, he's the first guy out there on the field every day.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you're talking about a team that needs to change, cement a culture finally, right? Have a culture of winning. Why not go with the guy that's showing all the? I mean, he's showing all those. He's leading by example, and he's just a rookie. He's the first. I like he's first one out there in the field. He's got his own practice routine. Myles Garrett's taking time with him. You saw David Njoku on the sideline smile with him before halftime the other night. I mean, I think it's clear as day. He's the guy. The team seemed to really rally behind him the other night. There was a different energy with him than we've seen in previous years.
Again, the whole front office, the whole organization wasn't at Dillon Gabriel's pro day. I mean, it was the Browns. I mean, you see Jimmy has him, D has him, sitting right there behind him throwing balls. So,
and if they were, it wasn't a public grandstanding. That's really
This is, I think, always been their dude. And who knows about Barry? There's like a sense of arrogance that comes out of that front office. I feel like it's. Are they worried about being right in their own minds than winning? You know what I mean? I kind of get that vibe from that, but I could be wrong. Obviously, I don't know them. I'm not in their meetings. I don't know them personally, but the kid has it. I've said it all along. We watched so much of him at Colorado, but I just can't say enough about the mental part of it. That's just where that's where players get defeated and fall out of the league. They just break down mentally, and that's never going to happen to him. And so I hope. I mean, I get they got to play Gabriel. They got to see what the hell he can do, if he can do anything. Why they've if teams were. And here's the other thing: why was there so many teams? Why did so many teams inquire with the Browns about Gabriel, but not Sanders? What do all these teams know? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So, and that tells me too. They all view Dillon as a backup. Where Shedeur, I think, is either they really like him, they're not trading him, or they know he's got higher value to me.
And they know what the Browns plans are. I don't know. Or maybe they're keeping Gabriel for their, Stefanski likes to have a quarterback, on gadget plays, like a quarterback with legs. Who knows? But here
he showed his legs the other night. He scrambled for a couple first down.
But that's not his.
No, I know what you mean. Maybe a gadget guy, but I don't know. But I just don't. If a teams are calling, I mean, wouldn't you trade him? I mean, wouldn't you? I would put him out there. I would try to have him go out there against the Eagles this week if he's healthy. Have him try to show some good reps out there, try to get that trade value up, and I would see if teams would still call those teams back and say, we could talk now, because you don't want to roll in the season. I don't think with 4 quarterbacks on your roster and have that continued circus and the headline all season.
No, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to trade him without getting some game reps. Yeah. Maybe they feel like they can build his value up more. Maybe they didn't like what they were getting from other teams. I mean, they couldn't have been getting a whole lot.
Do you think maybe that's why they've been talking him up more all camp?
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to put on a tinfoil hat, let's say, and maybe that's why they've been putting out that narrative that he's higher up and he's got more reps. Is it really just to try to build up to this trade value at the end?
Possibly. I mean, again, here.
Because they said too, I read in the report too, they're being very careful. Obviously, it's a hamstring injury, so you got to be careful. But they're not rushing him at all, and that tells me it's like they got a plan for this guy, either on the field or he's an asset we could use.
Right. And so I wouldn't trade a guy without. Here, if they could not have been getting offered a whole lot for him.
Yeah.
So, what do you have to lose by putting him in, getting some game reps. If he shits the bed, okay, you weren't getting anything out of him anyways. But if he actually plays halfway decent, and a team feels like if they can do something with the guy, they might get something out of it. So I just don't hear. I just can't imagine this guy being the quarterback over Shedeur. I just can't imagine it. And the other thing is, people. It's just not like I was telling you the other night. As fans, we're fixated on the right thing. We're fixated on the game, but the Browns and Jimmy Haslam and the president, people that run all operations, they're fixated on the money too. So there's the other side of this. Who's going to make them more money? Who's going to get them flexed into a primetime schedule? If Shedeur Sanders continues to improve, and Friday night was just a glimpse of what's to come, they're getting flexed. They're getting flexed. The viewership will be insane. So
the guy I saw Friday night should be playing a whole lot most of the season.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but
you need a spark. You need somebody that can really cultivate this team and really. And he did that the other night.
Well, you need a guy back there that's his confidence never gets rattled.
Yeah, he can overcome all the dysfunction.
Yeah, and he's in control in the huddle. You know what I mean? And if the guy's just got that enthusiasm, I'm telling you, that enthusiasm and anything is contagious. You know what I mean? So,
and he's just, my favorite highlight from him the other night was.
What's that?
Favorite moment was they went on a drive to the midfield, and the drive stalled, had a penalty, and they got backed up, and they had a good drive going. And they had to punt it away. He got pissed. He went over to the sideline, and they showed him sitting on the sideline, and he squatted down. And he's sitting there just staring out of the field, and just looks pissed, like we let an opportunity go. And I like that. I've never seen one of our quarterbacks in my lifetime do that. And I've been around. I'm 25 years old, so the Browns my whole life have been just absolute turd shit. We haven't had a franchise quarterback really ever, outside of Baker for flash in the pan to let him go. And then, but I've never seen a guy, because what do a lot of guys do, Jared? They walk off the sideline, and what do? They grab the tablet, they sit there and stare at the tablet, and oh well, the next drive. He was actually pissed, no, we let an opportunity go, and that's unacceptable. And I think the next drive he went out there and let him down the field. I think they got a field goal out of it, maybe another touchdown, or that might have been the touchdown drive. Actually, the second one after that, yeah, I think it was. He just. I like that. You know what I mean? I like my quarterback to, and then after the game saying, wasn't good enough to my standards. He's not too high, he's not too low, but he's also got the right mentality for the team. We got to keep stacking, getting better. But that was my favorite moment from the game the other night, was that moment where they showed him sitting there looking pissed on the sideline, and then he went back out there to let him down the field.
Well, he's clearly someone who wants to win. He wants to win every play, every series, every possession. And that's what separates. That's what makes somebody a winner. You know what I mean? That's what winners do. They want to win. They're okay with, not. They're okay with losing a possession, and as long as they feel like they execute it. Let's say here, if I'm a coach and my offense is out there and they're executing, they just got beat by better defense, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But if they didn't execute, that's what drives me crazy. So I just think he's one of those guys, and not all pro athletes are like this. That's just what separates some from others, that they want to win everything they do. Like I said, every play, every possession, every series, and he's always struck me as one of those guys. He does not like to waste an opportunity. And
you can clearly tell he's trying to pave his own name away from his. You could tell he's trying to carve his own name. Everybody knows he's Dion's son, but I think he doesn't want to be known as Dion. He wants to be known as Shedeur Sanders. You know what I mean? That's Shedeur. He's his own. And I think him not having his dad, telling his dad, don't come to practice. You know what I mean? Don't come. I think he's trying to really. He has like you said, he has a will to be not only win but to be great.
But
really wants to be
I
great.
think he's already doing that. I think he's. I
Yeah,
think
I know
he's.
that.
Yeah, no, I know. But I think he's already well on his way to creating his own legacy and separating himself. Um,
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
and my whole point is he doesn't have to do this. He can not play football at all and have all this money the rest of his life. You know, he don't have to do it. Like he's set for life financially, but he wants to play because he wants to. He truly loves the game. You know, he wants to make his own marker, and I
yeah,
think there's a lot of guys nowadays, especially at any level, at high school up. I mean, even being around the high school, it's hard to find guys like that a lot of nowadays. They really want it that bad.
yeah. Well, he's got and it seems like he's got a good balance. You know, all the games at Colorado we watched, and what teammates after the fact said about him that he had that intensity when it came to trying to win, but he was also a good teammate. Um, you'd see him, getting after guys, but he didn't. He didn't seem like the kind of guy that thought he was, bigger than other guys or treated other guys like shit. I think he knows his situation. I think he knows the possibilities that lies ahead for himself. But he just seems like he's. I just love his joyous spirit. I mean, I
Mhm.
think that's what you're not gonna be able to keep this kid down. I mean,
Yeah.
he just seems so freaking headstrong, and man, there isn't many people with that. You know, he just has a joy in him, and you know, kind of reminds me of Favre in a sense. Just plays football like a kid. You
Yeah.
know, he just plays like a kid, and I think it's really about football, not business. So the business is there; it'll take care of it. I think he probably has a. I think it seems like he has a good understanding that all I got to go out there is be myself and win football games. Everything else will take care of itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought even
So
the way this went viral, obviously, and his interaction with Tony Grossi after the game. And I even thought the way he interacted with Tony Grossi, I thought he let Tony know how he feels, but I thought he did it in a very just Shedeur way. Like just like you said, he has such a joy about it. I think he just kind of like, what's going on, Tony? Like, and then they were
yeah,
able to laugh it off. Here's the moment right here.
I be hoping you be. Tony, I be hoping you got something positive to say about me. You always say negative stuff. And I'm like, I ain't do nothing to you. No. I ain't seen nothing positive that you've ever said. I think some positive everything. But I'm saying, come on, Tony. What I do? What I do to you, Tony?
He said, "What I do to you, Tony?" I feel like him and Tony are actually gonna have like this weird like relationship down the road now, where they'll actually start to like get along. Like, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes you always see like athletes that start off a little rough with a reporter, and then eventually down the road, it's like turns in like this like
yeah.
weird love hate relationship. Or
Well, yeah, I
um,
don't know, but there'll probably be some people bitching about him doing that. But you know what? I haven't here. Obviously, I've seen Tony Grossi. Last time I watched Grossi, he was on Whitlock's show, but um, I don't know if Grossi's. It sounds like Grossi's running around.
no JB
Uh,
show.
yeah, it was on JB's. That's right. It
Yeah,
sounds like apparently he's running around with just saying negative things about um, Shedeur. And if he is okay, he's got here. He can. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's is it just opinion based? Is it because he doesn't like his dad? I don't know. What the hell? You got to give the here. Shedeur needs to be given a chance. All these guys need to be all these players that come in, especially rookies. They need to be given a chance of playing a game and show what they can do before they just start to get overly criticized. And that's what I don't like about what the media does. Here, they're not out there doing it. You know what I mean? You're just sitting there talking about your Monday morning quarterbacks, and you sit there and you're basically pundits and you trash these guys when you could never even dream. You couldn't even dream about what these guys are doing. Um, so for him to go up, if he's doing that, and then go up to Shedeur and try to ask him questions, I don't blame Shedeur for
no,
politely saying, "Tony, you want to talk to me right now, dude?" But you talk, all you do is say bad shit about me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I
mean,
don't like the guys that I'm not talking about Tony directly, but I don't like the people, and there's people out there I actually respect and like, but I feel like they're not. It's like once they start running with a narrative on somebody, they never give the person credit, no matter what.
no, and that's just it. And
Like
and
I saw somebody the other night who I respect, but they keep running with this narrative with this guy, and even after that game, they've just put out there, "Oh, it was just mediocre," and I'm thinking, in that kind of magnitude, how could you like? You're just you're losing your authenticity when you keep saying that type of stuff because it really just seems like you're just running with a narrative to your audience that feeds into it. If a kid looks great, you should give him props. There's been times in this show where I thought a guy wasn't going to look great, then he went out there and proved me wrong, and we came up here and said, "Man, he looked pretty good actually." Things change. I mean, you got to stay fair and neutral. You can't just keep running with a narrative because it's funny or it looks
right,
your. That's not. At the end of the day, you're not out there out on the field with your shoulder pads on, going head on collisions and car accidents every play with guy. I mean, it's a dangerous sport. You know, I mean, give guys their credit. And that's why I
well,
think you gotta have proper people to know how to actually evaluate it.
right, and well, if you don't give people credit when the credit's due, you lose credibility as a
Mm-hmm.
journalist. And so, yeah, you have to give the kid credit. He got credit for Friday night. Now it's on, and it's over with now. You know what I mean? So now it's on to the next time he plays. So yeah, he looked pretty good for a fifth round pick.
Yeah, look better in the fifth rounder.
Yeah, he looked pretty good out there. I think the poise that he showed and in the pocket was what looked the best, and which is where it needs to be, and which is the most important thing. And so, but here, it's over with. You obviously he's not going to be anointed yet. Would I go out and start buying jerseys yet? No. But if that's a glimpse of what's to come, then it's going to be a bright future for the kid. And so, and he hasn't done anything to be criticized. You know what I mean? I think a lot of it's just here. It all stems. Some people just hate his dad. You know what I mean? I was never, and I'll be the first to tell you, when Deion Sanders played, I wasn't the biggest fan of him. I didn't. I don't even think he's the best corner ever. You know what I mean? He didn't. He wasn't a great tackler. He didn't try to tackle. You know what I mean? That was the kind of shit that drove me crazy. He just won picks, and and wanted to run pick sixes back, and
Well,
wanted to create.
I think he's the greatest quarter ever. But I just
I
don't know. But I
don't
don't
think
need to get
so.
into that. We're talking about
You know what I
Shedeur.
mean? So, but what I'm saying is, I was never the biggest fan of Deion Sanders as a player. He seems like when I see the human side of him as a father and a coach. I don't know if I agree with some of the things he did at Colorado when he first got there, but I've seen the human side, the behind the scenes as a father. I admire him. I like that part of him. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean just because of that. And here and I'll root for Deion Sanders. You know what I mean? I'm someone that wants everyone to evolve and be the best. You know what I mean? And make it here. He's out there coaching players first and foremost. He's coaching young men. So I'll give. You know how I am about that.
Well, and
Any guy.
he took the harder road and with his cancer thing, or in terms of just getting removed, so he could just get out there and coach as soon as possible.
Yeah,
I thought that was
I mean,
admirable.
here he don't got to be out there coaching. You know what I mean? Did it help for his kids? Yeah, but if he keeps doing that, keeps coaching, I think coaches are the greatest people in the world because of what they do and how they help elevate people and help people see what their true potential is. So I'm rooting for Deion Sanders in that sense. So, but just because I wasn't a big fan of his in the '90s, doesn't mean I wish bad upon his kid or wish his kid's going to fail or automatically assume that, oh, yeah, here we got Deion number 2 coming out. It's just stupid. And there's a lot of people like that. And that's what's happening is they didn't like his father, so they don't like him. And it's just stupid. It's just a stupid way to think. And I would never want to be that kind of person that thinks like that. So I just give everybody the benefit of the doubt until they show me otherwise. And I like what I see with him. I love what I saw at Colorado. We watched all those games together. And here, I think if he was not at Colorado and he was at Ohio State or Texas or one of these premier programs, would they have been great teams? Hell yeah, they would have been. Would they possibly been better teams? Hell yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think the talent's there, and like I said, the thing we used to always when we'd sit and watch is he hung in the pocket, he hung in the pocket, he hung in the pocket. Most of these guys in college don't do that shit. They can't. They run for their life. You know what I mean? And he always played his best at the end of the games, late in the games, overtime. He always came through and made some crazy ass plays. So he's a real competitor. And here, my biggest fear is I just don't believe he'll stay here after his first contract. You know what I mean? So
I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really concerned about that. I think if he goes out there and plays well, I think the owner will take care of him, pay him the money because has no problem spending the money.
They will, but I mean, he's
I don't think he's that.
obviously.
I mean, here he went to Boulder, Colorado, and he went to Jackson. I think he'll be just fine in Cleveland. I think as long as they put enough, show him that they're capable of, and he feels comfortable here, and they can win here in the long term, and by that point, I think he'll be just fine.
Right. Okay.
I think. I don't. Plus, with the new stadium and stuff, I don't know. I wouldn't put him out there against the Vikings defense. I'd wait till after the Vikings game. I'd put him out there. I think he needs all the reps he can get.
Yeah, he needs reps.
Let him get out there and get comfortable covering for the coach. Oh no, I read that one. Shedeur. Oh wait. Okay, I already read that. Jersey looks like he needs a shoulder rub. Jeremy. Pickett and Dillon make a trade to address offensive deficiencies and add value. Tyler as an insurance policy. Dollar bills, that's not a bad. Actually, I could see that. I mean, Tyler Huntley has been the third stringer here in Cleveland before in recent years, so maybe you could trade both of them. Maybe try to get some offense, maybe a receiver or something. I don't know what you can get for any of them. Maybe I would think maybe another player more for the Dillon trade. I don't know about Pickett's value. His value seems very low. 536 now. I subscribed. I appreciate you, Warren G. Shout out to you. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah, Warren G. Appreciate it, man.
What a great name. I think they've done an okay job of bringing him along. They should speed it up now at the preseason game, but taking your time with the quarterback is never a bad idea. No, I don't think that. I saw a report last week that said Shedeur understood. He actually liked the slower process because he got to get his feet with everything. But I think there's definitely not a bad. I mean, here Patrick Mahomes sat for a year. Lamar didn't start right away. A lot of guys didn't play right away. Development is key, but I think now, like you said, now's the time to speed it up with Shedeur more. I think he showed that he should definitely get more reps with the first team, and I would be preparing him. You know, Flacco's going to start the season. I think everybody knows that, but I would be preparing him getting him prepared to be ready for the most of the season. Once you put him out there, probably in week 5, I would say somewhere around there. Shout out to CU. Update upside is there, but there's still a lot to prove. Not getting excited about a Browns quarterback until they step up big in a game and take over. Step up in a big game and take over. To be honest, that coach and GM kept the Sanders upside a secret. I could respect that. Now that the cat is out of the bag, I think the coach will manage this talent correctly. I think that's a good point there, Q-Dog. I think that's probably what they're up to. I think definitely the coaching staff, and I think now you'll start to see it really turn loose.
I like both Q-Dog's points. Q-Dog, I like what you do. If you haven't subscribed, you should subscribe.
Oh, he called in the show the other day.
Oh, he did?
Oh, yeah. He's been watching us for a while.
You just come on the show, man.
Yeah, Q-Dog was cool. What caught my eye wasn't the amazing pass he made. It was the veterans in the locker room talking to me. He was mentoring Kenny Pickett in practice. Huh. That's pretty. Yeah, I mean, the team definitely rallied behind him. Narrative has been unfair coming out of the Browns organization, and the coach GM never should be more proactive of Shedeur. Trust me, Dillon Gabriel is not getting traded. If a trade happens, it'll be Shedeur. Big Bell says that. Shedeur set the bar Number of completions attempts 1423, 138 yards. 2 passing touchdowns. You know how Andrew Berry and Kevin works. Look at what they did with Travis Hunter and traded out the pick. Yeah, I mean, who knows what they're up to? He said, "Oh hey." Sabrina said, "Money and racism." Sanders saves the money over the next couple of years if he gets if he's the guy. Yeah, that's right. That's a good point, Jerry, because they got him in the 5th round. If he is their guy, he definitely helps them with that contract and the cap because it's a lesser contract. And they got 2 first rounders next year they can use to build more pieces around him in the team. So, yeah, Jeremy said he'll be right back. Anthony Davis. Is this the real Anthony Davis? If so, shout out to you.
Terry Clough.
Yeah. No, continue the competition process, but be fair. Joe Flacco should not be QB1 if the other guys are better. I get that, Anthony Davis. I actually agree with that. But I'm just saying, I think from all the reports, it sounds like they're treating Joe Flacco like he's going to start the season. So I don't know.
And here, that's not a slight on Shedeur Sanders or.
No, I think it's like the gentleman said earlier. This happens all the time. Here, Patrick Mahomes, I mean, a lot of guys didn't start game 1 because you want to put them out there and be ready. You can actually ruin a player putting them out there too early.
Well, people got to remember they got a tough ass schedule too. You know what I mean? So really, playing any NFL team is tough when you're a rookie. But the schedule that they have, let's just say he didn't start till week 4, 5, or 6. That's a lot of freaking time. That's a lot of practice, a lot of reps. You know, he's just now got at it, really. You know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a slight on Shedeur Sanders. I just think people.
I think Shedeur even understands. I think Shedeur.
Yeah.
His dad, they have an NFL background. The family. Dion knows what the time. You want him to be developed properly. You can actually do a disservice to a player, put him out there too early. I get the fans because fans are fans and they don't understand a lot of this stuff. They want to be out there early, but the people that do this for a living, there's a reason why you sit and develop guys. Now, again, he may be ready by game 3. Then maybe that's when they put him out there. Every guy's different. I think he'll be just fine. I think now that he's went out there and really put them on notice, and I think they have to give more reps, I think everything will work out just fine.
Well, and here's the other thing. Let's just say Flacco doesn't look like Flacco from 2 years ago. And Shedeur's playing better than him in practice, right?
Mm.
He's outperforming Flacco in practice. That doesn't mean I put him out there. Because if Flacco's just playing like absolute dog shit and Shedeur's, outperforming him, that doesn't mean that Shedeur's ready yet. You know what I mean?
It comes down to how comfortable is the coach putting this rookie out there.
Yeah.
Each coach is different, but
is he ready to start an NFL game?
I think if he continues to drag these on and Flacco's just looks like glue factory, then I would get him out there as soon as I can. But I'd probably give it a couple games.
If he wasn't ready, I wouldn't. I'd still keep running Flacco.
Yeah, only they know that answer. I mean,
I got to worry about my long-term investment into the guy. If this is the guy, if I'm the owner, I'm the GM,
go ahead.
And I'm saying, okay, this is the guy. What we're seeing, this could be our long-term guy. I'm going to lose some games before I rush him out there. Like if Flacco looks like absolute shit. I'm not saying he does, or you know what I mean. In a hypothetical situation,
that offensive line in the running game is still a question mark. I'm not putting my rookie quarterback out there like the Bengals did. His rookie year, and he ended up getting behind a bad O-line and had a season-ending injury. Early on in his career, I want to make sure he's out there. We as an organization are putting the best stability around him.
Yeah, he's got to be ready to play an NFL regular season game. Live, you know what I mean? Full speed. Yeah. He's got to be ready for that. And I'm not saying he won't be, but he has to be.
Drop Flacco. He's 40 effing years old. This ain't the Rolling Stones. Is that true that the Rams reached out to Cleveland about trading for Shedeur? I heard from a news reporter. I haven't seen that, Chantel. I haven't seen anything about that, but I'm not sure. Joseph, I just received a real life notification from the show. I said, "Is he on now?" What up, Chad? What's up, Rodney? Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. John, good to see you, bro. He said, "What's up, my people? If Shedeur is Shedeur the savior of this dump in the world of Kodak? I hope so. This dump. I hope he is too. They really like Gabriel. I doubt they trade him. Yeah, it seems like they like him, Chantel, but who knows what really is going on? Because I don't know. I would trade Gabriel if teams are calling. I would just get his value as high as possible, and I would just roll with Shedeur and Pickett and Flacco, and just put Shedeur out there. I think the draft slide was exactly what he needed to get him fired up, prove everyone wrong. He certainly did that the other night. In 2025 football season, Shedeur Sanders, while playing for the Cleveland Browns, was recognized with the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award. That'd be something. Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year. This award recognizes the most outstanding player in Big 12 conferences. Yeah, they were not feeling your Deion Sanders take early. He said you hate him that much to say he's not the greatest cornerback ever. Welcome to the show.
Just because that doesn't mean I hate the guy. How do people come up with that? I don't think the guy is the best at his position, so I hate him. Does that make sense?
No, I don't. You still think he's one of the greatest corners of all time. You just think,
and he is a Hall of Famer. But he's just here. I think Darrell Green was better. I like Rod Woodson better. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. Good grief! Can somebody have an opinion and not hate somebody?
Shedeur has a lot on his mind. His dad was bad at cancer and had his bladder removed. Travis went number 2 overall, and he was from Colorado. Everyone on the team wants 12. I agree with that, Parent. I think there's a different energy with him. Cam is starting. Caleb started. Shedeur always, as always, looks like a better pocket passer than both of them. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Caleb, I think he'll be better than Caleb Williams in the NFL. I had doubts about Caleb Williams coming in the NFL just from other things. Great talent, but I think that's another guy who probably got thrown out there too early. But I think because he's so talented, they put him out there. But I don't think he doesn't look like somebody who's, in my opinion, is capable of leading the franchise yet. Shedeur, I think, definitely shows those capabilities. I think Cam's going to start because Tennessee's got nothing else going on, but that could backfire on them. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think every situation is different, but I think there's a guys that sit at first. There's nothing wrong with it. Patrick Mahomes sat for a whole year. How'd that work out for him? Lamar Jackson sat at first. Then they put him out there when he was, ready to go. It worked out well for him. Brett Favre didn't start right away. I mean, the greatest of all time in some people's eyes, Tom Brady didn't start right away. You know what I mean? He got out there when the opportunity because if somebody got injured. So development is very important, very important. And so, again, this is not just a short-term investment. This is a long-term investment. And I don't think the Browns are expecting to win a whole lot of games this year. I think they're looking for who could be the guy moving forward. And is he the guy? Then we can use those 2 first-round picks somewhere else next year and go from there. And, I would take it from there. But I don't, I think they know more where he's at than me. At Joseph, week 7 for me, Shedeur. That could happen. Warren, I think around week 5 or 6. I just got a feeling that's right.
That's what makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think he'll go out there and play well. And who knows? They may hit a spark that second half of the season, like Baker's rookie year, and who knows what can happen? You never know. I mean, I would take time with Shedeur. Yeah, and you guys got to remember, we as Browns fans say that because we've seen guys here in Cleveland over and over. The 40 quarterbacks we've had here in the last since '99, we've seen a lot of guys get put out to the fire too early and never got developed, and that's why we still haven't found our franchise quarterback. You know what I mean? So now we have engagement. That's right, Rodney. Good to see you, Rodney. Darrell Green was his favorite corner of all time, excuse me. The 2 first round next year allowed him to ensure a line running game potentially. I would go target Caleb Downs, Jeremy. We need a safety, in my opinion. I personally like Caleb Williams. Maybe he'll have a good year this year. I don't know. Deion was a special athlete. He's the only athlete that played in the Super Bowl and World Series in the same year. Oh, yeah, he's definitely one of the greatest athletes of all time. No doubt about it.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah. But
Dillon is looking horrible against the ones, but telling us Shedeur needs to be brought along slowly is diabolical. I think Shedeur deserves more first team, right? You got something to say, Jersey? Go ahead.
Okay, maybe I just misunderstood what that guy said. Or he's probably sounds like he's referring to what that one reporter said.
Probably.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I think, Clay, I would trade Dillon Gabriel. That's what I would do. I've said that from the jump.
Should never even drafted him.
No. Ian Rappaport was talking about it on NFL Network. I'll have to go look into that. Chantel, thanks for telling me. Remember what happened to Ford, Deshaun Kaiser? Why did Hugh Jackson put him out there? They had no real development going on, no real plan. But I got to get to some of these. I feel bad to have these guests waiting in the back. He said, Jersey, go give that 12 Josie. I'll tell you what, Warren.
I'll go get a jersey here when I know he's going to be there long term. Warren, you forget we're in Cleveland, man. I don't know. Here, you know how many jerseys I've bought Joseph over the years? And they were useless jerseys in 6 months.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though. There wasn't many on the rack today. I can tell you that. There wasn't many on the rack. I saw people literally buying stuff.
They're right. I love the kid. And I hope he does pan out because I love watching him. I love listening to him speak. So I'm excited, but I'm not spending that kind of money on a jersey.
Clay said, "Jersey, I don't think you hate him at all, big dog. But saying Rod Woodson is better, I don't think you're well." LOL.
Here, a lot of people would disagree. A lot of people would agree. Rod Woodson was a bad dude, man.
I think they're both bad dudes, but I got to get these.
Hey, Rod Woodson tackled people.
I think Deion actually tackled.
No, he did not.
No,
he did not tackle anybody. I used to bitch about it. I'd be watching the games live. I'm like, this son of a bitch don't tackle anybody.
No, whatever.
He didn't.
That guy could take over a whole game. I've seen some highlights. He got better as his career went on. He wasn't afraid to put his head down.
He was afraid to put his head down.
No, he didn't have to. He was so damn fast.
Here,
all he needed to do is go out there and cover and shut whoever down.
I watched Jerry Rice just actually absolutely obliterate his ass.
No, see, now you're going to start a whole war in the comments. Thanks.
I don't care. People need to get over that.
Shit. All right, let's get to the guests. Joining us now is the host. I feel bad waiting. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Joining us now is the host of The Fix with Dan and Chris, the sports betting show here at the Real Media, which is coming back here in a couple weeks. Dan's in the house. Dan, what's
up?
Yeah.
What up?
We also have Joey. Joey, appreciate you for waiting, bud. Joey's in the house.
I thought I was going to die backstage.
Throw up the wrist.
Yeah, sorry. There's so many comments. I was trying to read them all so I can get you up here to let you talk. But go ahead, Dan. You go first. You get out the floor.
My goodness. I don't even know where to begin. I watched the whole episode from backstage. I was starting to think my Malvernian Wi-Fi wasn't working.
Yeah, I don't think I've had this many comments tonight or in a show, whatever, in one.
Well, all them 500 subscribers. I mean, you got Chantel's watching the show and everything now. It's a wild world.
Oh, I created a firestorm when I said Deion. I don't think Deion's best corner ever.
Well, it is debatable, and Deion was a horrible tackler. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
He was a horrible tackler. Revis needs to be in that argument, by the way. Short career, he shut down the field.
Ward wants to fight.
Yeah.
But Dan, you go ahead first. We'll go back to the main topic, though. What do you think of Shedeur's performance Friday night, and what would you do? What should the Browns do moving forward? Should they trade Dillon Gabriel?
For what?
I don't know. I mean, according to Mike Silver, I'm just going off the reports. According to Mike Silver, multiple teams called, and the Browns turned him away.
Why did we draft Dillon Gabriel? I mean, I'm still trying to figure out why he's on the team.
I was wondering that the night we took him. But...
And why is he sitting next to Deshaun Watson on our sideline?
Yeah, isn't that funny? Did you see the clip where it said Shedeur? It said Shedeur's slowly out here ending people's careers, and it's Deshaun looking depressed, and it's Dillon Gabriel looking nervous.
I really don't understand why Deshaun Watson has any value of us on the sideline near any of our active players whatsoever.
Yeah, I agree.
That's pretty wild. I mean, when he was an active member of the team and he was hurt, he was watching the games from the press box, and he wouldn't come on the sideline. They were criticizing him for it, but now that he's basically almost off the team, now he wants to watch on the sideline. It's wild. There's more to come of that story, and we're going to find out the rest of that probably in December when he gets healthy. But that's going to be a weird scenario. But Shedeur looked good. He looked good. He was athletic. He made good decisions. He was zipping the ball around. Obviously, it's preseason, so everyone has to temper their expectations. He's also playing with the twos. He's played against quite a bit of twos. A lot of the stuff he was doing may not work on Sundays against starting NFL defenses. I mean, you can't scramble 20 yards behind, expect to evade, top tier NFL rushers and stuff like that. But for what he had to work with and he was throwing to, I think he looked good, and there's hope. And like there always is every year for Browns fans, there's that little spark that pulls them out of the sewer and goes, maybe there is a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And Shedeur has become that, and it's wild. I mean, as a person, as a human, and what he's shown and how he's behaved for what he's went through, all the way from, getting pranked at the draft and falling down in the draft and being criticized for who his dad is, and then all the stuff his dad went through and everything. I mean, I don't think he could have handled anything better than that for a kid his age. Obviously, some character things with the speeding and stuff like that. I mean, he's a young man with money and fame, and he's trying to tolerate that. But I mean, I think as overall, I mean, he's pretty much done everything he's been asked to do, and done it with humility, which, as we all know, coming from his background, he really doesn't need to. I mean, he made $14 million in commission just on the jerseys he sold already. He could just pack it up and probably be a social media influencer and never play another NFL down of football, but he's got the passion for it, which is awesome. I mean, it's good to see. We'll see where it goes and how it develops, but the Browns got a quarterback circus on their hands, and it's not going to take Browns fans long after Flacco throws that second interception, probably in the first game he plays, to start chanting for Shedeur on the sideline. And I just hope that they give him the proper chance to not rush him out and let him develop, because with our running backs and our wide receiver room this year, it would be hard for anyone to succeed on our team, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I don't know who we're putting out there right now. I mean, I will say that you and I both agree. The Gage kid, he seems to have a connection with him. Obviously, he's had the most reps with him at practice, and that kid was creating separation. I mean, the one dig route he ran that would short through that beautiful pass. I mean, he shook that guy literally to the ground. Yeah, we need some speed out there, and that guy, I know you liked him too. That he really stood out to a lot of people the other night. But I think you could definitely see that connection with him and Shedeur already from all those reps at practice.
Yeah, I like him. He's got some juice to him. I like him. I like Flourier. I like that Toa Tua kid we had running the rock the other night. But there's a lot of young bucks on there. It's gonna be tough for come cut time, because there's a lot of hungry guys we got on the team that are younger dudes that are fighting for a spot, and we just keep holding on to some vets that I don't know.
Deontay Johnson. What do you think of him?
Oh, I mean, if I was an NFL general manager, I would never, ever go sign a player who, for his previous team, actively told the coach that he was not going in the game. I mean, there's no chance. I mean, that's immediate dismissal. Call the references and find out. You find out a guy wouldn't go in the game when his coach told him to go in the game, they could never play for my team, and it didn't matter what his tape looked like or anything else. You can't do that.
No, that's not what we need. That's the last thing we need.
And then the first ball he got thrown to him, and went right through his hands. I mean, it's not like he's some superstar we're hanging on to. That dude would be a cancer in the locker room. Shouldn't be on the team. I know we're desperate at wide receiver, but he ain't it.
If I had to pick between him or the kid from Kent State, I'd take the kid from Kent State every time.
Yeah, it's what the kid from Kent State was born 4 months after I graduated high school, which is just wild.
Yeah. What did you also think, Dan? Did you see the fight early on? What did you think of, was it the veteran Rashawn Jenkins, I believe, or getting ejected from the game?
I mean, just the preseason hype of fighting Xavier Leggett is just
a second-year player. Yeah.
Wild. I mean, that's just we deal with that all year, every year with Stefanski teams. It gets kind of brushed under the rug, but him with disciplinary things and out of character moments and all the stuff that happens throughout the season, of just stuff that happens that can be solved by good coaching. and setting a standard that shit just does not fly. We deal with that all the time as Browns fans, and it gets overlooked because we're talking about everything else or how bad the team is or who's going to play quarterback or whatever. But they don't do a great job with that. They also don't do a great job with the health and wellness staff of getting these guys ready to stay healthy, which is also something that just needs put in a magnifying glass. I mean, how in the world are our quarterbacks hurt in preseason?
Go check out my episode of the World Class Trader Coach Regret. He broke it all down and why these guys are getting injured like this. It's all prep issues, bad prep.
Yeah.
You know, the Browns, they've been number one in IR, guys in IR for years now. And that's a huge, they just spent all this money on this new training staff, $20 million or something like that. And they're still got guys with hamstring injuries and key moments of the camp. And you can't push those either, because I know somebody in the NFL, Jersey, you and I were there, had a hamstring issue in June, and now they're out for the season because they kept going on it, because that team, unfortunately, did not put the proper prep protocols in place to help prevent that, it sounds like. So all preventable stuff, but it's bad prep. Yeah, and the Browns, they need to get that together. Hey, maybe email Coach Regret back. He's been emailing you guys for years now. Maybe call the guy up. I mean, he only trained Butch Reynolds and all these other guys, greats. The list goes on. They should get him. Maybe they should email him back finally, Jersey. He was the same for a year.
Right, because he did contact the Browns.
Yeah.
But here, that shit's not glamorous. You know what I mean? What Coach McGuire does isn't glamorous. It's effective and it works, and it's tried and true. But I guess these guys that work for the teams, just they want to do shit that looks better or feels better. I don't know, but
I get a text from him every day just saying, "Look what I told you. Look again, another guy." And I'm like, he's gonna come back on the show soon, so you guys stay tuned for that. Coach, he's always got a lot of knowledge and wisdom to share. But Jeremy said, Dan repping the Vern hat.
Hornets, baby.
But
5 years in a row, IVC champs.
DB, what did you think of Friday night, brother? What's your take on all this?
Yeah, I thought Shedeur played well. You know, I think for what he had to work with coming into that first game, I thought he balled out, made some really good throws, and definitely should get more reps in practice after that game. I thought team was solid. Yeah, that one fight was disappointing. You would hope Stefanski would have a better grip on his players like that, but I think those things will be worked out. Overall, happy with our team's performance.
What do you think of the quarterback room, Joey? We all say, what would you do if you're the Browns? Would you saw the report, teams were calling for Dillon. Would you try to get this down to 3 guys in a room? I mean, what would you do?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say congrats on 500 subs. I wanted to say that from the get-go. 1,000's going to come really soon. So,
well, I think all your guys is helping contribute. Without you guys, the panelists, you guys helped out more than you know. So thank you guys.
Yeah. I think I personally would like us to move Gabriel. I think you roll with Flacco, Pickett, and Shedeur. Flacco should be your starter ahead of week 1. I would like him to get the start from the get-go, and I think it's looking that way. And then, I wouldn't mind Pickett actually being the backup and letting Shedeur just, sit behind those 2 guys. I don't think we need to rush Shedeur, but, I always think the best ability is availability. And right now, Flacco and Shedeur are the only ones available at the moment. So I'm sure that will change here soon. I'm sure Pickett and Gabriel will play the second preseason game here. But, we'll see what happens after the second preseason game. And we still got a couple more weeks for them to make decisions. But, I would prefer them to move off Gabriel as well.
Yeah, Gabriel or Pickett should be back this week. It's week 3 now since the injury, and it takes 3 to 4 weeks according to the coach. And that's right where we are, 3 to 4 weeks. I think Gabriel might have 1 more week till he's like fully okay to go. But these guys, they kind of got to push it a little bit because this is a crucial time for them. But you also got to be careful at the same time because you cannot play around with that injury with the hamstring. So I think we'll see Pickett back this week. I'm curious to see how those reps are divvied out. I mean, I don't know how he hasn't had a lot of. He's been out, so he hasn't been full go in practice for a little bit because of the injury. So I'm curious to see. I mean, Dan, going back to you, if you were Kevin, what would your quarterback rotation look like going to Philly this week?
Well, if you truly are trying to back Shedeur and put him in a avenue to succeed, I certainly wouldn't mind him taking some learning from Joe Flacco, but I would not have him watching anything that Kenny Pickett does or anything that Dillon Gabriel does. So, or listening to anything Deshaun Watson has to say. So, if I'm going to back him, I'm going to get every negative influence that could affect him away from him. And they need to start narrowing that down. There is no reason to keep Kenny Pickett. There is no reason to keep Dillon Gabriel. Unfortunately, when you drafted Dillon Gabriel in the third round, you were the only ones on the planet that thought Dillon Gabriel was worth a third rounder. So I'm sure those trade offers were like, hey, looks like Shedeur is going to be your guy. We'll give you a 6th or 7th, and we'll try Gabriel out. And the ego of Browns ownership or GMs is probably to the standpoint of, well, we're not going to look like idiots and use a third-round pick and then trade it for a 6th or 7th. So they're just going to cut the guy in a year and not get anything for him instead because they don't want to change up what that is. Honey, you can use the keys and unlock it.
Yeah, I agree, and I just think I'm with. I thought the guy earlier made a hell of a point, Jersey. I would. You got Tyler Huntley, who's been your quarterback 3 here already in Cleveland. I mean, if I could trade Pickett and Gabriel, I would do that gladly. I would just trade them both. What do you think? And just roll with Shedeur too, and then you got Flacco, then you got Huntley, who's already been your quarterback 3 year.
Well, yeah, I would take Huntley over. That's a no brainer. I mean, he spent time with Baltimore and behind Lamar Jackson. So I that's probably what I would do. Actually, it's not probable. That's what I would do. I mean, what the hell is Kenny Pickett? I mean, I don't even know why this guy is even being talked about. You know what I mean? He's already had an opportunity in the NFL and shown that he probably shouldn't even be in the NFL. So
the guy
get him out of here. Get Gabriel out of here. Gabriel, he's like I won't get into it, but get Gabriel out of here. And I'm with Dan. Like I went Shedeur right on Flacco's ass nonstop. You know what I mean? Listening to a guy that's had a long career in the NFL, that's been a pro, that played in the pocket, can make all the throws. That's the guy I want him attached to. No one else.
And according to Kevin Stefanski, he said recently, I think it was on the radio show, that every day when he sits in the meeting with the quarterbacks, there's like this weird, it's like a funny thing that Flacco and Shedeur go back and forth. They talk, but there's like already a chemistry there. And then he sits next to Flacco every day, and that's who he's really picking off the mind. Like, there's already something going there. And you can see in practice, too, with some of the clips, he's always out there talking to Flacco. Flacco's always looking for him. You don't ever see the other two, really. So
his dad probably told him not to talk to Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
Yeah, and you can't.
You talk to you coming over my house.
Don't even be talking to Kenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay away from his son.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Kenny Pickett's the whole reason the Browns started to beat the Steelers again.
Yeah, pretty much. But he said, "Don't trade Dillon, trade Sanders. The Browns never want him. He will be better elsewhere where they can develop him and continue to not to try to sabotage his career before it even starts."
They may do that. Who knows?
I don't know. He said Dan Shedeur's throwing darts. I think the receiving room is underrated. What is Deontay Johnson can keep, or what if Deontay Johnson can keep it together? He's a really good numbers to receiver.
He was.
He quit on his team.
Yeah, he quit. I bet number 89 loves Shedeur. Oh yeah, they're him and the Gage kid. That's the one those are the two guys he's worked with the most. I think you could tell in that game those are the two guys he's looking for when he's out there, especially
Peyton Davis.
Yeah. The Gage and Shedeur connection is slowly starting to give me flashbacks of Baker and Rashard Higgins, because that's where Baker started off here.
Oh, not Hollywood Higgins.
That's who he had the most reps with, and they had like this weird chemistry.
Preseason All-Star Hollywood Higgins.
He's gonna roll out the red carpet, remember, and do the walk.
Cost us our AFC Championship berth.
Yeah, that was a rough night. Shout out to Alejandro Sosa. He said Browns need serious revamp. They need a spark, and I feel like Shedeur. What did you guys think the other night? I know Shedeur said this in the post game too, that he said they needed. He even said they needed a spark. Did you guys feel like Joey? I feel like the other night him out there, it seemed like a different energy with that team. And just overall, you see all the veterans are smiling. I saw David Njoku actually laughing, having a good time before halftime. They're coming off a rough couple of years, as well, especially last year. And all the stress with the Deshaun stuff and all that. I feel like he is the kind of the spark they need, and he's really, you can see it's contagious out there, the whole team.
Yeah, I think Shedeur definitely helps. Bring that breath of fresh air you're talking about. I think Flacco also does that too. I think a guy like Njoku, how you mentioned, is really glad to have Flacco back, but I think having Shedeur there also really helps that situation. So I think just having the QB room revamped in that way with Flacco and Shedeur has probably just brought more of a positive impact to the team.
What do you think, Jersey? I'm looking at a franchise coming off all this stuff. I mean, I think it's going to take a unique or a special person or somebody with a lot of character and somebody with all the intangibles he has. I think that's what it takes to kind of overcome a organization where the Browns have been for so long. I feel like he's definitely the guy. You could see it already.
Yeah, that's his number one attribute, and that's why I've always said that. I've said it over and over and over. Why he's going to make it in the NFL, because his confidence is never going to waver, and it's just the way he plays. His smile, his enthusiasm. Guys will see. Guys in the locker room will see him go through adversities just like they do, but they'll see how he handles it. You know what I mean? And they'll learn from that. And that's where it starts to become contagious. And that's where you start to lead, not by what you're saying, by what you're doing. And they needed that, especially after last year. I mean, it was terrible. And it's kind of like, here, I remember when Freddie Kitchens was coaching. What was that, a Thursday night game when they put Baker in like second quarter?
Yeah, it was week 3.
Were they playing the Jets?
Yep.
And just the spark, of I wasn't the biggest Baker fan when he was here, and Baker's made it. He's done a great job. He's made a career out of it, and but that was the one thing that he had that dude was contagious, man. The way he played football, kind of just like Favre, and not every guy's like that. But if you can get that out of a quarterback, gosh darn, man, what it does for a team. And you saw it. I'll never forget that, watching that game when Baker came in. It was like a switch went off.
Mm-hmm.
Every other guy in the offense started to play better. Defense started to play better. So the Browns certainly needed that shit, because, I mean, you talk about a flat, demoralized organization, and the players were just completely demoralized last year, and rightfully so. Hell yeah, they needed it, and that's a guy that does it, man. So they'll just sit and watch him. Again, he's gonna go through adversities, and he's went through adversity. I mean, like Dan said, I mean, somebody playing. You get the phone call. Everybody knows he shouldn't have went in the 5th round, and just the way he's managed it, handled it. I think some of these guys that are vets, they admire that. He's still a young guy. He's still got to earn it, but I think they admire that. You know what I mean? So I think it's good. It's really good for the Browns, and they needed it.
Yeah, I agree. Kenny Pickett did the same thing at Pittsburgh. He was told to go in and refused, and Tomlin got rid of his ass too. Stacy says. Do you remember that, Dan, or anybody? I don't
remember that.
I don't know if I ever saw it. I'm not saying it wrong, but I don't know if but that's interesting.
That.
I have to look it up. They would be done.
I thought they wanted him to stop going in.
Yeah. Don't go back out there, please. It's already bad enough. They'd be done, but they didn't make Shedeur one of the face of the franchise. Do you guys think that Dillon Gabriel should start next game so we can see if he's ahead of Shedeur on the depth chart? I think that's a fair question. What do you think, Joe?
I mean, I would keep Shedeur. I think he's earned it. I would actually have Pickett follow him, and then Gabriel third. I mean, I guess it's a toss-up between Pickett and Gabriel, but I think Shedeur has earned the right, assuming they just rest Flacco again, for Shedeur to start week 2. Why not? Find out more what he's got.
Yeah, I would start Shedeur. I think, like you said, I think he's earned it more personally, but I think I would definitely get if Dillon can play. I would definitely give him a lot of reps because I want to see what he can do. I want to see, and I think you'll get a clear picture now of kind of what that really looks like. We've already seen it in training camp, and the last couple weeks of training camp, Shedeur's been better in camp. Dillon hasn't looked great at times. What do you think, Dan?
I would put. Oh, did you say Dad or Dan?
Dan, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, that's my fault.
I would put Dillon Gabriel out there and hope he looks great and trade him immediately after the game.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And if I can get a 5th round pick for him and pretend like I just drafted Shedeur in the 3rd instead of him, I'd feel like I won.
Yeah, that was about my thinking with the jersey. What do you think?
Absolutely. That's why I said that's why they didn't trade him, because they want to, they're crossing their fingers and they want to get him in a game and get him some game reps, see if he shows out a little bit, and maybe they can raise the ante and get something more than a 6th-round pick out of him.
Yeah.
And here, it doesn't matter that you took him in the 3rd and you took Shedeur in the 5th. You've already knocked down $250 million off this 5th-round pick. This guy just already paid for the Watson contract. You know what I mean? So you made $250 million already. Who cares? I hope they're not sitting there. I hope their egos aren't that bad to where they're saying, "Well, we don't want to trade this guy that we took in the 3rd round." Everybody already knows it was freaking stupid. Why was this guy? I mean, this guy's 5'8". You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I was stunned. As a matter of fact, we were watching the draft, and I was bitching. I was saying, anybody who drafts this guy, I'm talking about Dillon, and sure enough, I should have known the Browns draft this guy in the 3rd round. So either way, hopefully he shows out, and they can get something out of him. Just get rid of him right then, and go with Shedeur. You're going to keep raking in money. You're going to get flexed into prime time, and keep him right on Flacco's ass. Pickett, just get rid of him too, and I'll just roll with Huntley. I mean, the guy's already he's you know what you get with that guy. So that's the order I go with.
Yeah, Dave Young says Shedeur is the Darth Vader the Browns need. Joey, somebody asked you, and he said, "At Joey, you smoking more than me?" Flacco is on a retirement tour.
Hey, I think Flacco gives us the best chance to win right now. I'm not saying Shedeur is not the long-term answer, but I think if Flacco stays healthy, I think he gives us the best chance to make the playoffs out of what we have.
Warren, you wouldn't believe Joey works for me. You wouldn't believe some of the conversations we have and have had over the past. You would not believe. I won't say anything, Joe.
I don't care.
I know.
I'll defend it.
It's fun though. We have a lot of fun.
He said Pickett did that, and Tama got rid of him too, shipped him to Philly. I'll have to go check that out. Go watch Well Off. Bucky was at the game, and the Joku Miles came out with Shedeur and told him go get us a win 12. You definitely saw the support out there with them guys, and I like seeing the Joku out there hugging him before the half after the 2nd touchdown. I know Gage was in Texas with Shedeur. I live in Texas. Oh yeah, you could definitely tell they spent a lot more time together off the practice field. That's for sure, and even with extra reps and stuff. So, Dan, was there anybody else out there Friday night? Anything else that stood out to you with the Browns? Any other rookie? It was a Schweissinger. I mean, who's else?
Schlesinger, baby. We got a middle linebacker. I wish I could watch him play with JOK this year.
Man,
I wish I could see them both together.
Man, what do you think, Joey? Anything stood out to you? Any other player? Or?
No, I agree with Dan. That might be our best pick in the entire draft. I think Carson. I think he's gonna be a stud, man.
Yeah, I mean, because you already got 2 guys in the draft that, Dillon, I think we all think we should trade, maybe not play down for us in the regular season. But and then you got a running back who I don't think I don't know if he'll ever play in the NFL, but at least you got one there with Carson. So what did you think of Mason Graham the other night? I thought he looked pretty good. I thought he was getting back there, applying some pressure, generating some of those sacks because he was able to draw the middle, and Alex was able to come off the edge and get a couple sacks. Good to see Alex right back. What did you think, Joey?
Yeah, I think he's going to be solid if he stays healthy. That trade we made to get 2 first rounders next year, I think I mean, obviously it's early, but I think it's looking good right now. You know, I think he played well, and I mean, we'll see obviously when it comes regular season, but we've needed to fix our defensive line. We've had a hard time stopping the run, and I think he's really going to help in that area.
And I think the front seven really impressed me the other night. I thought the offensive line looked better too, but I thought the front seven really impressed me. I mean, you only held them to 20 rushing yards all the way in the fourth quarter. Jersey, I know you didn't watch the full game. That's why I'm asking Dan. But Dan, did you have the same concerns I have? I mean, granted our starters weren't out there in the secondary, but we're one injury away. I'm a little concerned. I wasn't very impressed with the secondary tonight. I thought I saw a lot of miscommunications. I saw guys getting beaten man. I wasn't as impressed with the secondary. What do you think?
Yeah, I wasn't too thrilled with that, but I knew what to expect of our secondary this year, and I'm not a big Martin Emerson fan, but he's still better than what we have left over. And if Greg Newsome's going to play a lot of snaps this year, and if I'm on the offensive sideline, I am throwing directly at him every single play that I possibly can. We should have traded him 2 seasons ago when he had value, and he cannot be on the field all the time. We need to come up with an answer opposite Denzel Ward for that. And hopefully our pass rush can get home enough where it's not going to be a big deal. We still have a problem at safety with our starting safeties, and it's going to be rough, and they're going to be under siege a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's going to be the one. I think if there's one big weakness in this team this year. I actually think, and a lot of people talk about the receiver room coming in the year, but I actually feel a lot more confident with the receiver room. So, like you said, we got some young, hungry guys. The Jersey, I know you can see, but the secondary to me, I think that's going to be the biggest concern all year. I think that's the one weakness, and hopefully we're not back to giving up big plays like we were last year. But the personnel we have, I'm not very. I don't have a lot of confidence in the secondary right now.
No, they certainly need a lot of help there. When your best players, he's going to play probably 6 games for the year, 7, 8 games for the year. It's like that every year. He just can't stay healthy. So they obviously need help. And you hit the nail on the head. I'd love to see them, in the draft next year, if they can get a guy like Caleb Downs that's just an absolute freaking monster. They have needed that for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And that secondary is just always suspect, and
he said sign Justin Gilbert and send the message.
So yeah, they'll be that secondary will be trash this year.
Yeah, outside of Denzel, maybe Grant. I think Grant could have a solid.
Well,
year.
I mean, Denzel just can't stay healthy. You know what I mean? That's again. I mean,
did Ronnie Hickman play the other night? I don't think Ronnie Hickman played the other night because he was solid last year. So I mean, at least you got that's 3 guys right there. I think Cam Mitchell can be good at times, but yes, free safety especially. They have not covered that position. That's very important nowadays in the NFL. I agree. Yeah, I agree with you, Jersey. Where am I at here in the comments? We got a lot.
Imagine if they didn't have Myles Garrett.
Yeah, that'd be all bad.
You only got to hold up the receiver for a little bit.
Carson was all over the place, thumping 5 or 6 tackles by himself. Hey, Dan, who would you put opposite of Myles right now on our roster? Who do you like the most? Alex Wright or?
I think Alex Wright's probably earned it of the guys out there. I mean, I'm not buying the Micah Parsons hype that we're in that race. No. Despite us being like the 2nd or 3rd favorite to go get him and put him opposite, I don't think he would ever consider that being a move that he would make. But
what do you think he ends up?
I think Alex Wright's earned it.
What do you think Micah ends up?
The Raiders.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can see Vegas.
Pete Carroll. Joey,
Max Crosby and Micah.
That's gonna be nasty. My gosh. Joey, what do you think? Who do you like opposite of Myles right now?
Man, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'll just take your guys' word on that. But I would like to somehow get Micah Parsons if that is possible. Probably unlikely. But maybe we can give him Deshaun Watson. Maybe they'll take
him. Hit the like button, 32 likes, 80 people in the chat. Hit the like button. Absolutely, everybody hit the like. Let's get a like rally going. Shout out to you, Warren. I don't think All right. I don't know. I think Greg Newsome is going to play decent. More worried about Mitchell Harden playing the slot. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem they've had in that secondary outside of Denzel Jeffrey has just been actual NFL top-notch speed. I mean, I think Greg can run, but Greg's not great at certain in coverage at times, and man, he can get bullied at times. And I don't see a lot of that speed like Denzel out there. You have to have that speed, especially at safety. We don't have guys that can cover one half of a field or even 1/3 of the field at times, and that concerns me. That's where you get beaten big plays. And Schwartz likes to be aggressive at times, and I feel like if we get put in man situations, I feel like we can get burned. I feel like we have a little more speed on the offensive side of the ball now. With seeing some of the younger guys, I think that's been I've been saying all along since last season that we need more speed on the perimeter on both sides. I feel like at the time they were just too slow, but the secondary speed to me is just outside of Denzel. I'm really concerned.
Well, they're going to be tested in week 1. How many yards is Burrow going to throw for in week 1?
Yeah, I mean they're going to send Jamar deep probably on the first play of the game. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
T. Higgins is going to have 2 touchdowns and 100 yards that game, guaranteed.
Yeah, is it Mike Gesicki? Their tight end now. Whoever their tight end is, he's bringing the next game too.
We usually play pretty well against the Bengals early in the season. I think the
Bengals usually play pretty horrible always early in the season, and Burrow's never beat us.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought he beat us once.
No, it's Jake Browning.
Cincinnati. No,
Jake Browning.
Okay. Well, they'll probably get us week 1. We'll see.
Yeah. My wife's a Bengals fan. She's 0-9 at Bengals Browns games. I've taken her to.
Hey, you let her know too, don't you?
All the time.
Are you taking her to this game? So it'll be 0-10?
No, I'm not going. I won't be there week 1.
We're gonna be 1-9. Damn it. Is Huntley playing Saturday against Philly? He's gonna need reps tomorrow in practice. I think we'll find that out more this week by the reps in practice. Maybe also depends on the health of the other 2 guys. And I think that's that'll
Why
come down.
Why is Tyler Huntley on our team?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. But it makes you think: could they trade the other 2 guys and Pickett and Gabriel? I don't know.
I mean, Tyler Huntley's that dude you don't even need to have on a roster. It's just put 2 quarterbacks on your roster, and when you need the third, just go grab him.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, he'll be there. I mean, he's
maybe he's how Stefanski has all these little gadget plays where he needs that athletic quarterback. Maybe he's that guy they bring in on a play from time to time.
Well, they used to use him just because he could assimilate Lamar Jackson in practice.
Yeah.
Like they put him on the scout team.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't bad because a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL nowadays, they like to scramble so much and they're athletic. So it's valuable with the scout team. Douglas, he's still a free agent. I wouldn't mind bringing him in. Anybody's a free agent right now in the secondary that can play, I think they should definitely look into it and bring him in here. What do you have to lose at this point? Let's see. Get them likes up. Well, they have practice tomorrow at 9, so I guess Huntley will be getting reps. Yeah, we'll probably know more as the week goes on. ICH, he said that people still don't think Shedeur is a franchise quarterback right now. Cleveland just enjoys being losers. Yeah,
well, I'll be a loser. I mean, I'm rooting for Shedeur, but I would not call him a franchise quarterback yet.
Yeah, let's wait for his first actual game.
You got to earn it.
But so if you think he can on the track he's on, you think he will?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've said it all along. Absolutely. So I mean, if the Browns got to do their part, he's got the confidence, and I'm going to just keep going back to that because that's first and foremost. And that confidence it's not going to waver. So it's just, are the Browns going to do the right thing in developing him? Can they develop him?
No.
So he has it. He's right there. I mean, he's right there in their hands. Can they do the right thing? It's up to the Browns.
Browns don't have enough money, so they will get cheap labor. I don't care who they get. Anybody that's better than what we got, sign them. I'm all in to get it done. What about a trade for Kevon Thibodeau? Anybody got any thoughts on that?
Never have I thought about that.
I mean, I don't know if he's on the market, but I mean, if it's something I'd look into.
He's never won his own team any games.
Yeah. I don't know. That's interesting. We could put Huntley on the practice squad. Shedeur can win game with a mediocre O-line. Shedeur plays with a broke back, no offensive line at CU. Yeah, he did do that, Warren. You're right. He knows how to overcome that adversity. But if I'm still the franchise, I'm still putting the best offensive line possible because I want to see what he can do with the
Right.
O-line.
Yeah.
And the difference in the athleticism in this level compared to the teams he was playing against in college is a lot different. Guys are getting in his face a lot quicker. Now he handled it well. He made a lot of throws the other night with guys right in his face. He handled it very well. He's more than capable of overcoming it. We've seen him do it, but I still, all it takes is one shot. I mean, it took one shot on Joe Burrow, in his career, and that was the end of his season. You don't want to risk. Andrew Luck, what happened to him? He had to retire because of it. So you don't want to put your quarterback in position to play hero ball all the time because that's not sustainable in the long term. Number 12, don't mind putting in that work. Mark Robinson says the Browns can't see it, then trade it after the preseason. Saints, Colts, or even Rams. Browns are just too political, not based on performance. Shedeur can pay for that new stadium. He's certainly on track to help pay for that stadium for sure. I got another question.
Already paid for.
Yeah, yeah. I got another question for you guys. Dan, do we have a problem at kicker?
Yes.
Do you know anybody?
Dustin Hopkins stinks.
Yeah, Joey, what did you think the other night? He was a little shaky again after a shaky year. Ever since we paid this guy 2 years ago, it was great. Then we paid him, and now it's back to we don't have a kicker. Or we're worried.
I heard Justin Tucker's available.
We already have one.
Him a tryout.
We already have one massage.
Yeah, we don't need any more of that
on our team.
I think Hopkins is fine. I'm not worried about Hopkins.
Dude, Hopkins stinks. Might as well just go for two. Just do what McKinley does every play and go for two. They don't even have a kicker.
They might have one this year. I don't know if they brought one.
Just put Dillon Gabriel in and go for two. Maybe he's our 2-point.
That's what here. He looks like a kicker, doesn't he? Dillon Gabriel looks like a freaking kicker.
Somebody put that in the comments. I think was that you, Dan? It said Dillon. Yeah, Dillon should just kick.
Yeah, I wonder if the guy can kick.
Well, let's hope he can hold so he can at least do something.
Right.
I mean, the Jaguars kicker made a 70-yard field goal last night.
Damn.
Yeah,
I don't
insane,
know.
Man.
Joey, what's the leash you're giving him? How long are you giving him to look like? What week or does he have to look really good to you? Where you have
for
to
Hopkins?
Yeah.
I'd give him half the season.
Really? That long?
Yeah.
Did you watch him last year?
Yeah, I did. Hey, kickers can have bad years and bounce back. I'd give him half the year. And if he's stinking it up, you can find any kicker on the street. I mean, they're not, they're easy to find.
I don't know if I've ever seen that though, Joe. Every good kicker I've ever seen, they're consistent year over year. I mean, it's like, I don't know if you can just have a bad year as a kicker and then just bounce back next year and then.
Once they go bad, they're usually ruined. You got to.
Yeah. Because all the good ones, they're consistently good their whole career.
Or they'll go to a new setting or a new team and possibly reemerge on the same team with the fans. They can just sense the energy in the stadium. It's like.
I'm going 1-2 games. I mean, hey, you already 3 games max. That's all I'm doing. You know what I mean? And this guy can't get his shit together. It's a kicker. Like, why are they fooling with this guy?
I'd have 2 new kickers there Monday morning.
Right.
Practicing right next to him and him wondering why they're there.
I know some kids in high school that can kick better.
Yeah, who was that kid we saw last year at that Hoban game? Was kicking like 60-yarders?
Oh yeah, who was that kid? Oh, that was a kid from Mount Vernon, Illinois, I think it was.
Yeah, I mean, there's high schoolers that can kick better than these guys.
Look at all the Phil Dawson years. Not one time during those years did we complain about Phil Dawson.
No, consistent. I think it's just one of those to kick like that. It's just you're going to always do it consistently well, or you're just not. So,
and then it just goes one day and they're done. Like Justin Tucker's done. He mentally was done after last year. He started missing kicks real bad, but still one of the greatest of all time.
Right.
Yeah. Mr. 3000, good to see you. Defense lost him a ton of games in Colorado.
What defense?
Yeah. Yeah. He said Gabriel should start the next preseason game. Time for everyone to see the difference. And he said Dillon Gabriel, a.k.a. Bruno Mars.
Bruno is short.
Yeah.
Watch Dillon Gabriel go about 9 for 9 for 200 and 2 touchdowns.
That's what I was just thinking.
Just to have just controversy and chaos ensue for the Browns.
Exactly. Cleveland.
Yeah, we'll go around the horn here. Again, if anybody has any questions or wants to give a thought real quick, 216-532-5550 before we get out of here. 216-532-5550. Call now. It's your last chance, or only chance to call, excuse me. So call now if you have any thoughts or you want to ask us a question. But
someone call in and tell us why Deshaun Watson's on the sideline. Please justify it to me. Explain it to me, please. I'm dying to know.
Please.
Stacy said, "No way, he's not going 9 for 9. That guy's hot."
Well, that's why they drafted him. That accuracy, they do like that. He does put numbers up, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But Jersey, if you were, what do you think this quarterback room should be going into week 1? How many guys would you have on the roster? If you had, who would be your 3 guys or 4 guys right now? Or well, I won't say 4, but who would be your 3 guys right now?
Right here, I already said it. It'd be 3 guys. It would be Flacco, Shedeur, and Huntley.
All right. Dan?
Because with Huntley, at least you got an athletic guy. If you want to bring him in for those gadget plays that Stefanski likes, and then he also gets to simulate Lamar Jackson. So, kind of it gives him a spot on the roster. So the other 2, get them the hell out of here. I don't care how good Dillon Gabriel plays this week. I don't really care. The guy's 5'8". He's never going to be able to make it in this league. You have to be tall to play quarterback. At least 6 foot. I mean, I'm telling you, this dude is shorter than what they say. He's shorter than me, and I'm just under 5'10".
Joe,
so get him out of here.
What do you got, Joe?
I'll give you 2 answers. What I want, what I think the Browns will do. I want Flacco, Shedeur, and I'll probably take Huntley as well, but I'm okay with Pickett as your 3rd string if it's a toss up between those. I'm still thinking the Browns are going to start Flacco. They're going to have Pickett as their backup, and I think they're going to keep Gabriel. Now, what they do with Shedeur, I do not know. I got a bad feeling they're going to keep those 3 guys.
All right, Dan, what's your final? What do you got?
Flacco, Shedeur, and I would go find a guy that got cut I could do the tush push with.
All right.
Give me a big ass body that can run the ball and give me 1 yard when I need it.
To accept, press 1.
Whoever's calling, welcome into the real. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Warren G.
Oh, Warren G.
Regulate.
Hell yeah.
What's good with our brothers?
What's up, Warren? How you doing? Thanks
all
for
right,
coming
all right.
tonight.
I like you, Jersey. We're going to make sure you get another 12 jerseys before the season's over with, Jersey. And you all right. Joe, I don't know, man. You might be smoking too much, bro. So I'm going to answer your question, Dan. The reason why Watson is sitting over there on the sidelines is because if you haven't noticed, if you haven't read that he had to go to court about something that he did that the Browns wanted to dock his money for, and he won that case. So what he's trying to do is make sure he's doing everything that he's supposed to do because he don't want to lose that guaranteed money. Make sense?
Well, I think that money's guaranteed to him anyway.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear Dan?
Oh, okay. Dan, can you hear me?
I don't know if Dan.
I can hear you, Warren G.
This is the first time I've ever had somebody calling with multiple people on the platform. I don't know if they can. I don't know if you can hear them. I'll have to figure that out. But have you ever? Will you watch on your device that you're calling from?
I'm calling from my mobile device. I'm calling from Chicago.
Yeah, we can hear you. I don't think he can hear you, Dan, when you respond. But what's your rebuttal, Dan? Or what's your take? I'll tell him.
Well, I think his money's guaranteed no matter what he does anyway. And
I can go back in the chat and listen.
Yeah, I think his money's guaranteed regardless of what he does anyway. I think he can make a case where if he wants to get on the field again, he can get on the field later this year. But I think the Browns are holding out hope that he's medically unable to go so they can get that insurance policy claim. But I think if he wants to come out in December and say he's healthy, that he can make a case for getting back on the field.
Well, Warren, what else you got, brother, before you get out of here? What you got our takes?
Oh, that's it. I just wanted to say hi to you guys. You guys got a great show. Y'all doing great. So,
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Warren. We'll see you on the next one, brother.
Thanks, Warren G. Keep regulating.
Hey, Dan said keep regulating. All right.
Mount up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. I think when you guys can hear him, but I don't know if he can hear you guys. When I got to figure that out how that works. But again, shout out to Warren G though. Shout out to Warren. But he said keep regulating. Yeah. Watson is done. Stacy says Browns are going to trade Shedeur. Just wait and see. You've been warned. I hope you're wrong, Stacy. I'd hate to see that.
Could be a possibility.
Browns fans would be
That's what I'm
pissed.
thinking.
The Browns are keeping Gabriel because the pay.
Nice.
Roll, you're nuts. You sensed a trade due to all those rumors that have been heating up. Are you talking about Dillon Gabriel? Mr. 2000? I think
Maybe.
Dillon Gabriel definitely could, because I think I saw that report last week saying from Mike Silver saying that they were fielding calls for him already. And the way Shedeur looked, obviously I'm keeping him. I think he could be the future. So that's what I see.
If the Rams called tomorrow and said we'll give you a second rounder for Shedeur Sanders, you best believe they're trading Shedeur Sanders.
Would you make that deal?
I mean, if I had any confidence in my staff to actually make draft picks right, like it's one thing to have a normal staff and build up draft capital. Like if my front office is the Eagles, and I know how the Eagles use like first and second and third round picks, then yeah, I'd probably make that move. But the Browns getting draft picks really hold no value to me, because we do things like drafting Dillon Gabriel in the third round, drafting Anthony Schwartz in the third round, drafting Justin Gilbert in the first round, and all the things we've done along the way. So if I have the guy already in my camp that I think I'm going to ride behind, then I'm not going to trade him for a pick, especially if I'm so quarterback needy. But do I think they think like that? No, because I think they think they're the Eagles, and when really they just stink.
Yeah, I don't know. Jersey, I wouldn't trade him no matter what. I'm keeping him. I think he could be your guy going forward that you need at that position. What do you think?
Well, he could be your guy, but again, the other side is look how much money you're making off of this guy. You made $250 million had him take a snap in a game. So I mean, I get it as fans.
Yeah.
You know, we're focused on what's on the field, but that's a business, and that's what they're looking at. So I wouldn't trade the guy. I mean, and there's a lot of other shit we don't see. I mean,
I think that's why.
What's going on in the practices? What's going on what is Shedeur Sanders doing all the time? I mean, these are the things we don't see. What do they believe he's going to do after his first contract? I mean, there's all this shit that plays into it. So, if you feel good about the guy staying for a second contract, and he's doing all the right things in practice and off the field, which it seems like he's doing, and if Friday night, like I said, was just a glimpse of what's to come, and he's going to keep improving, then you keep the guy. You don't trade the guy. Why? I mean,
yeah, that's why I think the way the teams responded to him, and I like what you said. He's the first guy out of all the players, rookies, vets included. He's the first guy on the field every day. Same routine.
Yeah,
like we need somebody that actually knows how to change a culture here, and I feel like he's leading already, and he's
he has the pedigree. Yeah. You know what I mean? He has the pedigree, and I think he's always going to have that in his corner, and not just his dad, but all of his dad's friends. And I mean, it's just there's a value in that, man. And even without that, I just think this kid just has unshakable confidence, and that's the greatest factor. You know what I mean? So, I don't. If he continues to play the way he is and keeps getting better, you don't trade the guy.
Joe, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want to trade Shedeur. You know, I think I don't know. You can get.
How would you feel if the Browns traded Shedeur? Oh, I'll ask you that as a fan. How would you feel?
Well, obviously, I'm not gonna like it. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I think we could get a pick higher than what we drafted him in. We drafted in the 5th round. You telling me you can get a 4th for him? Yeah, I think that could happen, and the Browns might, want that. But I just think in terms of the long-term gains here, it's not smart to move off him. I don't know what you can get for Gabriel, but you may not be able to get as much in return. But I just think it's too risky to
Couple
trade
brownies.
Shedeur. Yeah. Oh yeah.
A couple brownies.
Here's right. Brownies.
Yeah, right there. There it is.
There you
yeah.
go. Good old brownies.
That's the trade value right there.
Yeah.
Some little Debbies.
Yeah. Well, let's go. Eagles defense gonna feast on Dillon Gabriel. I mean, I'm sure they'll be after his ass at that height for sure, flushing him out of the pocket as much as they can.
How are you gonna do a QB sneak with Dillon Gabriel? I don't think I've ever seen Dillon Gabriel do a QB sneak. Sometimes you just gotta get an extra yard, and it's just not gonna happen.
We saw Shedeur do it the other night easily. I don't know if he can do it. Yeah, I agree. It was if it was me, I would keep Joe Flacco, Shedeur Sanders, Dillon Gabriel, because if Dillon could be a long-term backup, that's not a bad thing. No Shedeur. You don't think it can, Dan?
You don't draft a long-term backup in the 3rd round.
All right. I mean, I agree. But yeah, could he be a long-term backup? Possibly. I see what you're saying.
In the CFL.
But I would trade him personally. No Shedeur is their guy. They never wanted him, so he would be traded. I'm not sure if they never wanted him. Those things. I think ownership always wanted him. I think the coach always wanted him. That's why they took him. Still, I just think
the billionaire NFL boys club didn't want him.
Yeah, but Haslam, he's already taken a lot of chances or just went for what he wants. And so far, $250 million later, I think he's real happy with it. And I think Kevin's real happy with it too, because I think Kevin always liked him because of the connection with the Shermer and just I think the way he spoke about it in the pre-draft process. I think and Shedeur fits his offense more than Dillon Gabriel. Dillon's not a pure pocket guy. Shedeur is. And that's what you need in that offense. What has Dillon Gabriel done there in first team reps? Nothing. Sanders outperformed everyone in camp with 2nd, 3rd, and 4th string players, even against the number 1 defense. And I'm just saying, I agree with the ICH. I think he's outperformed Dillon Gabriel all camp. I think he's looked better. That is a good one here. I think if I'm trading Dillon Gabriel, I think a team that could be interested is Miami, because like he said, are similar with Tua, both left-handed, both small. If Miami called, what would you want from them, Dan, for Dillon Gabriel?
A 6th round pick, maybe like a player to be named. Who's their backup kicker?
Maybe we get a kicker out.
There we go.
There we go. We solved the issue.
Player to be named later. A time machine, so we can forget we drafted a 5'9" quarterback that can't throw over an NFL line.
Do they got a corner we can use?
That who said he doesn't want to play in cold weather and talks to birds.
Oh shit!
All right. Yeah.
I mean,
is that bird gonna fly down pre-games? That could be the ritual.
I mean, anybody. That I got to find that damn bird and shoot it.
Man.
Stefanski said he loves Gabriel from the neck up. Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. The Browns are too stupid to admit that they made a mistake with Dillon and put their resources in the
That's
resources.
exactly right.
Yeah, you got that right, Stacy.
Exactly right. A lot of ego in those offices.
Yeah, Stacy, you mind going to run in the Browns? You got more common sense than them, it seems like, whoever's making the decisions in there. You lose money if you trade Shedeur. I agree. Yeah, still have free to take enough. Yeah, he's not trading. That's too much money. Owner's not moving off of that. That's the reason why the Lakers still keeping Bronny around. Because
That's
generating a
true,
lot of
but
revenue.
us Browns fans, we keep paying no matter what. It doesn't even matter who it is.
No, Haslam wanted him, and he wanted him, and he and I aligned and put it on Barry. It's the reason they took Dillon, hoping to not take Shedeur. I think, based on the analytics that department, particularly the president of football base for the Browns, Paulie Podesta, and Andrew Berry, who reason why Andrew Berry got the job over George Payton, who's now running the Broncos back in 20s, because Paulie Podesta liked it more. And that was reported by Charles Robinson and some other people nationally. I think they liked Dillon Gabriel. I think that's why he took him. Dillon Gabriel was high on a lot of advanced metrics, and that fits their category of scouting. And this is the same front office when the great Bill Callahan told them take Tristan Wirfs over Jed Wills, and they still took Jed Wills. And that you see where that panned out. So I think this has happened here in Cleveland many times with that front office and their analytics. And this is the same front office that took a shorter guy a couple years ago, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and so who put up a lot of great stats in college and analytics. So
and preseason, we were awful hyped up about DTR in preseason.
Oh yeah, he was the guy. Everybody was.
We love some DTR.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah. So now Philly loves him some DTR. They can have they're with it now. But somebody mentioned earlier that I gotta get your guys' reaction because I put it up here. NFL committee started this shit. What did you guys think of this picture, though? I got to get you guys' reaction before I get out of here. If I can get on the screen here, give me 1 second. Oh, here we go. Shedeur Sanders slowly ending careers. What's your reaction to this picture, Jersey? This went viral after the game.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco sitting there smiling real big. Tommy Rees, shout out to Coach Rees. Looking real impressed. And then
look at Flacco just smiling.
Yeah.
The Deshaun Watson thing, when I first saw this, I'm like, it don't even seem like he should be it just seems like he's already in the past. Like he's just like so far in the past.
He looks like a fan that went with his son to the game.
Yeah, it's like
or just like bought a ticket and went.
I'm not sure. If I'm going to look like that, I'm not going out there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just don't even. And Gabriel,
Yeah, earlier I said Deshaun looked kind of depressed. I take that back. I didn't mean to say it like that.
Yeah, he looks
depressed. But Deshaun, I didn't mean. Well, yeah, maybe he does. I'm not saying he is, but he just looks kind of like, damn, this guy. And then Dillon Gabriel, I think he just kind of looks like he's got his work cut out for him now.
Yeah, look at Flacco.
Flacco's just like, Flacco's like, I'm gonna start a couple games. This kid's out here balling. I'm going to sale and retirement. I got my Super Bowl ring. Shout out to Joe Flacco. What a legend.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco. Joey, what's your thoughts on this picture?
The first thing I see is Deshaun Watson's hat. Like, come on, man. Can you wear a Browns hat and not your own brand of just like a number 4 and then what is that? His initials on the side or something like that? Like, come on, dude. You're on the team. Wear the Browns gear. What are you doing? I like Flacco here. Flacco seems like a team guy. Gabriel, like you said, got his work cut out for him. The OC, that's the OC right there too, right?
Yeah, Tommy Rees. Shout out Tommy Rees.
Yeah, he seems pretty happy about Shedeur's performance. What do we like Tommy Rees?
Oh yeah. I love Tommy. I know some people that actually know Tommy Rees through the coaching industry in college, and he's highly regarded. They said he's a future superstar coach. He's that highly regarded. Like he's a dude. I was told that was the exact words. What somebody told me was he's a dude. But I think he's really good at. He'll bring a lot of new flavor to the offense, and I think he'll be really good for a guy like Shedeur, younger quarterback. And Tommy Rees, I've heard he's excellent from what I've heard. And here, Nick Saban hired him and liked him a lot. So, Nick Saban ain't just hiring anybody. He ain't just keeping anybody around either.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he's here, honestly, because there's a connection now. There's a connection with Tommy Rees and Kevin Stefanski through Nick Saban, because Nick Saban and Kevin Stefanski have the same agent, which is Jimmy Sexton. So I think there's kind of a lot of connections there with Tommy Rees. That's why they kept him around. So, Dan, what's your reaction to this picture? I've been waiting for this.
Well, Joe Flacco's smiling because he found the only team in the NFL he could still start for. Deshaun Watson's thinking about where he can get a massage in Carolina after the game. Dillon Gabriel's hoping that they mix the grape Gatorade properly in the cooler that he probably has to refill when he's done. And Tommy Reese is wondering how the hell he ended up here.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. That's right on the money, probably. But
Where was
Yeah.
Pickett at? Is Pickett somewhere else? We don't know.
he probably went in the locker room. I don't know.
Yeah.
He just said, you know what? Might as well just go. Just
He's
as soon as
getting all-
Shedeur threw that. That
he's
was
getting
after that was after Shedeur threw the second touchdown pass.
He's getting all the equipment on the bus.
Oh man.
Kenny Pickett's the only guy I didn't want back for DTR.
Yeah, man. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure I got all the comment. Classic, yeah, for sure. Reese played with Prime in Atlanta. Okay. Coach Prime for the new head coach of the Browns. Yeah, he ain't ever come to the NFL. Yeah, no, that ain't happening. Not at all. I don't think he's interested. He's good right where he's at. He's perfect in that college realm. That's what they need at that level. Good, a guy like that. Now for a few years, I'd say give it 3 to 4. Oh, you talking about Prime. Joseph, I sent you the clip of Ian Rappaport on the Rams offer. I'll look into that, Chantel, and thank you for sending it to my email, Chantel. I'll look into that after the show, and then
Stetson Bennett. Oh my gosh.
and I'll look into that, Chantel, and see what's going on there. If I feel
Corey
like
be buying that jersey.
I'll follow up on that.
Isn't Stetson Bennett older than Flacco?
Yeah, he's 28 now, I think.
I mean, that dude's old.
But
He's
thank
like a
you,
30-year-old
Chantel, for sending me
rookie.
that. Yeah. Thank you, Chantel. I'll look into that. If I feel like something's there, I'll look more into that and share it on the next show for sure. Thank you. They got a scary team of coaches, especially quarterback coach. Yeah, their coaching staff's actually really good. I like the Browns coaching staff this year. I like what they brought in. I like Mike Bloomgren. People I heard from, he's a great offensive line coach and a kick-ass coach, what they need, and a Bill Callahan disciple. I like Tommy Reese. I think I know Stump Mitchell, who got fired, but his replacement, Stump told me, he said that he thinks that running back coach, what's his name? I just slipped my mind. A former player.
Deuce Staley.
Is it Deuce Staley? Yeah, Deuce Staley. He thinks Deuce is gonna be great. And I like their defensive coaching staff's already been pretty good. I like the defensive line coach, the linebacker coach. They're all really good coaches over there. The coaching staff's really good. I think the one thing that stood out to me the other night that I saw improvement from was the special teams, besides the kicking. But in terms of like the coverage on punt return, kick return, I thought they were a lot better the other night. And I thought I saw some improvement there with what's his name? Gosh, slipped my mind already. I just thought of it. Bubba Ventrone. So I like our coaching staff a lot. I think they have a really good staff this year. And now it's just time to go out there and put it on the field. But Dylan is like, what the fuck? Yeah. Jeremiah Smith with the Jags pick in 2027. I wish. If we can get Jeremiah Smith in this roster some way, somehow, I would get it done. That guy is going to be watch out. I can't wait to watch him this year for my Buckeyes. I think you guys people are going to see something this year that maybe they haven't seen in their lifetime like me. What do you think, Jersey?
Oh, without a doubt, man.
I've heard some of the reports coming out of camp, and he looks even bigger and faster, if that's even possible. What do you go ahead, Jersey?
Oh, no, here it's here. You talk about a generational player. I mean, this guy, this could be the guy that you had your Jerry Rice, and the guy that comes around just shatters everything, every record. I mean,
people say he's
I
the
just hope
LeBron.
I just hope Julian Sands. I mean, they're saying Julian Sands up to par to get him the ball. I just hope he is.
Yeah, Julian looks pretty good right now. I feel good with Julian. He looked pretty good all camp, but I think he'll be fine. But do you think he's the LeBron James of football, like a lot of people say? Because you obviously saw LeBron. Oh,
yes,
Dan did.
yes.
You saw,
I mean, just an absolute man. I mean, just an absolute. You can't find a hole in his game. He just runs routes. I mean, the way he runs routes. I mean, his size, his hands, his the competitiveness, his ability to jump. He just here. Him and Travis Hunter last year were just. I mean, obviously he's got the size of a Travis Hunter, but my God, I'd love to have either one of those guys on the Browns.
Yeah.
You could have on the Browns this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that?
We could have this year on the Browns.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they
Great
do.
fit.
Maybe they got those first round picks next year. Maybe they. I don't know. You never know. I think those two guys are destined to. They're going to play together again, though. Shedeur and Travis Hunter.
If I get him Jeremiah Smith, though, what do you think of that, Joey? I definitely would. I would already. If I was a GM right now, I wouldn't say I'd be forcing it, but I would definitely look at any possibility of how I can get my probability higher in 2027 to get him.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to have him, but you need a guy to throw him the ball too. So
Yeah.
let's we need to take care of that first. But hey, if Shedeur can be the guy by 2027, he should be established by then. Get a guy like Jeremiah Smith. Oh man, that would be amazing.
I don't know who Stetson Bennett is. Yeah, he's the quarterback from Georgia. Corey, our buddy Corey, Georgia fan. He loves Stetson Bennett.
He's the bench for the Rams.
He said Stetson Bennett can't play worth a damn either.
Yeah.
But Jeremiah and Shedeur, oh boy, watch out. I'd love that. Right. Or Warren. I'm thinking of Rodney. I'd love that Warren. But number one pick worthy. Yeah, I think no matter who the quarterback is, I think he'll be the slam dunk number one pick. I think he's just that. I don't know where to see that.
I don't know.
That's Arch's year.
I would. What do you think, Jersey? I don't know if you could pass on that guy. I think I think a team maybe who needs a quarterback may trade back to get the quarterback. I think he'll be the number one pick though, no matter what.
Well, I mean, that's if Arch stays. I mean, Arch could come out next year, and then because Jeremiah Smith still got another year after. He's still got to play 2 more years at Ohio State. So, yeah, it just depends on what Arch. Here, if you got a quarterback that's just. If Arch Manning is that guy and he plays 2 years at Texas, and I mean he's doing everything he's expected to do, then you got to take Arch Manning number one. You know what I mean?
He better be damn good.
That's what I'm saying. He better be living up to the expectations.
Because that guy is going to be the first guy that's going to make a team that needs a quarterback. They're going to really, really consider it.
Right, but. I don't know. I mean, here, Arch Manning might not be. He might not be that guy. He might not pan out. I don't know. So,
LaFlame said everyone gave up on Gabriel, the Hawaiian Russell Wilson. That's crazy. Is he the Hawaiian Russell Wilson, Dan?
Oh my gosh, the Hawaiian Russell Wilson. And that's quite a comparison. Which stage of Russell Wilson's career? The current one?
He's Russell Wilson's mini-me.
Russell Wilson's fighting for a job against Jameis Winston and Jackson Dart right now in New York.
Oh, boy. What do you think, Joey? Do you see the Hawaiian Russell Wilson or Joe or Dad?
No.
Do you?
Russell could get out of the pocket, scramble, and make timely throws in Seattle. Plus, he had an all-time defense to back him up. Even if Gabriel was a starter, he would still struggle tremendously because he can't do those things. So he can play like Russell now. They can probably play on the same level because Russell's just washed at this point. But he's not nearly as good as what Russell was in Seattle.
Russell Wilson's most famous pass of all time was to the other team.
Hey, you're not wrong there.
But appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys subscribe because we have our other show coming back for the 2025 season. The Fix with Dan here on the screen, his other co-host Chris, and here's a sneak peek of that. There you have it, folks. The Fix is coming back. What's the date, Dan? I know you have a set. What can the people
Coming
expect?
back. First episode should be in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
We haven't picked a night yet for it, but I'll do my best to make you more money than Chris loses you.
Yeah. Jersey, they need to tune in to watch Jersey. You've known Dan and Chris for a long time, and it's pure entertainment. Those two are up there. Why didn't you tune in to watch?
Absolutely.
Chris was very hot on the Chargers winning the AFC West, and the next day their tackle tore his Achilles.
Gosh.
They got the Chris jinx. You got the Gert jinx.
Typical Chris.
Yeah, they got the jinx.
The very next day.
But yeah, Dan, what's a sneak peek? Maybe what do you think your first episode will be on?
We're gonna do all the division props. We're gonna pick winners of the division. We're gonna do over unders for wins, and then we're gonna look at some future bets for like over under touchdowns, some MVP, comeback player of the year stuff, some odds and all that stuff, and just kind of cover all the divisions, where we think the divisions are gonna end up, and who we foresee coming out of each division, and what the odds and props kind of relay. So,
and there will be a week-to-week parlay special as well too. I'm sure, like who to take parlays and all that. All right, yeah, because I know you guys all love the parlays, so
love betting on the tight ends.
Got Dan and Oswald.
I'm a big Tyler Warren guy this year.
I am too.
Big Tyler Warren guy this year.
You and I are on the same page there. I'll text you another name too. I'd really like to. But Joey, what do you think? You so I can see Oswald?
Oh yeah. Miss the little guy.
Shout out to Kirk.
Oswald.
Yeah. Last one here. First time tuning in. Y'all are funny. I'm loving this podcast. Arch will pull an Eli and go to the Giants or something. Forget about Arch. We need to go in on Shedeur. That might be the case, LaFlame. I agree. If he keeps playing like this.
I think Arch is going to the Raiders.
Raiders.
Hey, go throw to my boy Trey Tucker. I mean, that'd be nice. But I appreciate you for tuning in, LaFlame. We love that you love the podcast, and thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you back here. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And you heard we're going to have the Fix coming. Mike will be back with Professional Fan here soon. That's our other show, and we'll have much more stuff for you guys. So stay tuned. But you guys got any last words for anybody? Or
like and subscribe. Let's get to 1,000.
Hey, I'll say this. Friday, a 12 statue was put up in Foxborough, and a 12 was born in Carolina. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He did spend some time with Tom Brady.
Right.
He did.
Yeah. Dude, his footwork reminds me a lot of Brady's. So
how he scales the pocket, it moves like Brady a little bit. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jersey, got any last word?
Here, just thanks. Hey, appreciate everybody who contributes, the guys that came on, all the people chatting in, all the new people. Just here, we love it. Show's growing like crazy. Please subscribe. Please share. This is what it's always here. We're always trying to make it better, but the people who watch, that's what's most important. We're here to entertain, and here anybody come up on here and can be heard, and we encourage it. And the host is never going to shut it down. It's not one-sided. So here, everybody have a great week, and more to come. And make sure you watch the Fix if you want to be entertained with Dan and Chris. It's just an interesting dynamic. Make sure you're watching. Professional Fan coming up. So it's going to be a great season.
Absolutely. Love all you guys. Like, subscribe, share all the good stuff. We'll see you guys next. We're out of here.
Later.